we track down a gun's trail of terror on the next hard copy.
A Korean air jet goes down in Guam, but there are some who survive. Now the governor of Guam takes us on an exclusive tour of the crash site and introduces us to the littlest survivor. Inside Edition from New York is next.
It's incredible footage from the scene of the devastating Korean airliner crash. But amid the burning wreckage, there were miracles.
Found the little girl down there and brought him here with a flight attendant.
Inside Edition's Matt Mahar was among the first reporters there.
Deborah, I'm with the governor of Guam as he inspects the tragic site of the crash of Korean Air Flight 801.
Now he brings us the unbelievable story of this 11-year-old girl who was rescued by the governor himself.
I will never forget you, young lady. Never forget you.
Also, this American woman's daughter is among the missing from the doomed flight. But tragically, it wouldn't be the first time her family has lost a loved one on Korean Air. He's a hot property in Hollywood who's got plenty of adoring fans. But Keanu Reeves also has a father he hasn't seen in almost 20 years.
I never dreamed that we'd end up estranged.
What's kept Keanu and his dad apart for so long? He made millions off the wacky wall walker. Now the man dubbed Dr. Fad shows us which gizmos and gadgets will be flying off the shelves in the future. Plus,
we're still really feminine. We just have a little more curves and special places.
look out, Victoria's Secret. These ladies are showing off a little flex appeal as they muscle in on the lingerie market.
Everybody, and welcome to Inside Edition. I'm Deborah Norville. By now, you have probably heard about that terrible plane crash in Guam. A Korean jetliner crashed and burned, killing over 200 passengers. But amazingly, there are survivors. Inside Edition correspondent Matt Mahar was on assignment in Guam when the plane went down, and he was the first American mainland television news reporter on the scene. Guam's governor, Carl Gutierrez, gave him an exclusive tour of the crash site and introduced him to one brave little girl who survived this deadly crash and has captured the world's attention.
11-year-old Mika Matasu survived the fiery crash and has a new friend for life.
Tell her that if she gets well, and if she wants to, she can stay with us at Government House until her father gets here.
Mika was traveling from Seoul to Guam with her mother. She has told translators that after the plane crashed and broke into sections, her mother said for her to run, and when she looked back, her mother was on fire.
She's in shock and her veins collapsed.
Guam's governor, Carl Gutierrez, was among the first rescue workers at the scene. He lives only 5 minutes away. He says he and an aide found Mika a short distance from the plane. How do you think the little girl, do you think she got ejected?
She may have been thrown out, or she may. I don't think that the flight attendant could have helped her out because she was in bad shape. But she, so they may have been thrown out. I believe they may have been thrown out.
Mika pleaded with Gutierrez to get her mother out, but the plane was already a ball of flames, and Mika's mother didn't survive.
The flames were coming up very fast. That wing was just now burned out, but that was the fuel there was just burning into the big hole.
But Governor,
and you can see there's some bodies over there.
Governor, with all due respect, what were you thinking of? I mean,
when you hear screams there, you got to go find, and just hope for the best.
Mika clung to the governor for 3 hours until she could be taken out of the grassy ravine to the hospital. The governor went along with her and then returned to help remove more victims. When you got here, did you have any idea of how bad it was going to be?
I already had an idea it was bad, and I was just wondering how many survivors and how many screams, and I was hopeful that there were more screams when I get there.
At one point, a secondary explosion almost scared him off. You didn't think that the next explosion might blow you apart?
I did. Certainly I did. But I was over here when it blew, and I couldn't get, fast enough to duck and get out of the way. You could hear the whizzing sounds of whatever debris flying up, but you're right. This was really, and I was just praying for the people that were in there, and that's what the child was saying. The mom's in there, And
You could tell that was the worst section.
absolutely.
By midday, it was apparent to Governor Guterres and the hundreds of rescue workers who toiled in the sweltering heat that the survivors had all been found.
They're still finding bodies.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of bodies. You can see them. We're just trying to put them together now and bring them up. You can see them. Some buried under the soil. Some burned. I told you I found a passport that I hope.
You found this on the ground?
I found it down here, and I'm going to turn it over to the Korean consul.
Perhaps trying to savor at least one happy ending, the governor returned to the hospital to check on his newfound friend.
I will never forget you, young lady. Never forget you. Tell her that I'll never forget her. 3 hours we were together.
Doctors hope Mika can be released from the hospital on Thursday. Mika's dad is on his way now to take her home. There were 13 Americans on Korean Air Flight 801. In Los Angeles, the mother of one of those on board anxiously awaits word on the fate of her little girl who was visiting family in Korea. Tony Cox has our report.
The anguish is nearly unbearable. A mother sits in torment by her phone hour after hour, waiting for word on the fate of 11 family members aboard the doomed Korean jumbo jet. But clearly her biggest distress is not knowing what may have happened to her American-born 8-year-old daughter, Tiffany Kang of Los Angeles, who was also on board Flight 801.
Okay, Mary, I gotta go. Okay, thank you for calling, okay? Just pray for Tiffany, okay? And hold my family, okay?
Kelly Kang runs a small art studio in this LA suburb where paintings line the wall, along with pictures and award certificates for little Tiffany Kang, her mother's pride and joy.
She's very good at the art. And she's kind of a straight A student.
Tiffany was in Seoul vacationing with relatives, including her mother's sister. They were en route to Guam for 5 days and were to return to Seoul before sending Tiffany home to Los Angeles 2 weeks later.
She called me, Mommy, when I'm going back to you, she doesn't know because she's a kid. So, you're going to be back here. It's August 25th. And I asked her, do you miss me? She said, yeah, I miss you a lot.
The crash is a double blow to Miss Kang, who lost her brother-in-law in the 1983 bombing of Korean Air Flight 007. Even though she worked for Korean Air for more than 10 years, Miss Kang's been unable so far to get any answers about her daughter. All she can do is hope and pray.
Miss Kang is expected to fly to Guam by invitation of Korean Air to learn firsthand just what happened to her daughter and family.
Still ahead on Inside Edition. Keanu Reeves' father, Sam, tells Inside Edition why he hasn't seen his celebrity son in almost 20 years.
Coming up on News 3, an Atlantic City casino waitress shot to death as she frantically tries to call 911. You'll hear the chilling details. And Center City welcomes its newest department store in a favorite landmark location. News 3 takes you live to the grand opening tonight at 6.
On the next American Journal, a madman wielding a razor-sharp sword. And you won't believe what cops have to do to subdue this swordsman. Plus, a motorist takes an officer hostage, and it's all caught on tape. Next, AJ.
Today at 5:30 on KYW3.
10 years in the league. These legs have more miles on them than most minivans. That's why I never play a game without my Ginsana. Ginsana's got G115 ginseng, the real stuff.
The lasting energy of G115 is real. It's what makes Ginsana different from everything else on the shelf.
You can feel your age, or you can feel your Ginsana.
Feel your Ginsana.
All the mirrors in my house were like from here, and what do I need to see the rest of my body for? I was fat. I decided to change my life. I lost over 50 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. The energy went through the roof. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch, delicious. It's the only thing that worked for me.
Now with 23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
I know I look good. That's the confidence that I have now.
Slim Fast, balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
I know I love it.
It's the August sale at Strawbridge's, and you'll save up to 50% on the newest fall fashions and everything for your home.
And it's the Red Dot sale. You'll save an extra 30 or 40% off already reduced summer fashions. And get the kids ready for back to school with a great selection and great savings, too.
So don't miss the savings at the August sale.
And the Red Dot sale.
And make Strawbridge's your back to school headquarters.
It's all going on now at Strawbridge's.
You have a haired figure aimed at your head. What do you do? What do you do?
Keanu Reeves hit the big time of stardom with the hit film Speed, and he's now considered one of the sexier actors in Hollywood. Understandably, Reeves is generally quiet about his private life, but he has a father whom he has not seen for 19 years. Now Reeves' father talks with our Nanette Barusha about why.
32 years old and an officially recognized Hollywood heartthrob.
On this side of the bus as far as you can. Now!
Keanu Reeves has definitely taken the fast road to stardom. But behind this successful actor's image, an image that is said to exude a mysterious spiritual quality, is a troubling real-life story of a lost relationship and now total estrangement from his own father. When was the last time you saw Keanu?
When he was like 13, 14.
At the time, you didn't realize that you would never see him again.
Right. I never dreamed that we wouldn't be, like we'd end up estranged, as they say.
It's hard to deny he's his father's son. Now living near Honolulu, Hawaii, the 53-year-old Samuel Reeves passed his exotic Hawaiian look to Keanu, along with his unusual name. Keanu, or Cool Breeze Over the Mountain, was born in 1964 to Sam and Patrick Reeves in Beirut, Lebanon, where the couple met and lived. Sam was working in his stepfather's business. Patrick was an English-born showgirl.
I was real happy to have Kevin. When he was born, I was really happy to have a baby boy. It was my first one, yeah.
2 years later, Keanu's sister Kim was born in Australia. The problems that led to Keanu and Kim's estrangement from their father may have started in these early years. Why did you move to Australia?
I was getting in a little deep in Beirut, so they...
What do you mean?
Just the government there thought I was doing illegal stuff or something, I don't know. You know, a friend of mine warned me that I should leave or they're going to hassle me a little.
What Sam Reeves was doing, he now admits, were drugs, though as he claims, nothing too serious.
I mean, it's not like we were doing drugs. I mean, just smoking pot, you know, hash and stuff.
Was there drug use going on around the kids?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. We thought it was okay. I thought it was okay.
Yet in Australia, he turned to methamphetamines. Keanu was only 3. By the time the family moved back to the States in the late 60s, Sam wanted to return to his native Hawaii, admittedly to grow marijuana. It seems Patrick didn't. She stayed in New York with the kids.
I always thought that I'd be connected to them. I didn't think we'd be separated. Yeah.
What kind of memories does that house conjure up for you?
Well, we had a lot of fun here.
For many years, Sam Reeves did see Keanu and Kim. The two would spend summers at their grandmother's house near Waikiki. Sam was a holiday father.
We were tight when we were together, you know. Up in Kauai, we'd swim together and fool around.
But while Keanu was growing up, Sam was growing marijuana. And by the time Keanu was 14...
I was also very involved in what I was doing, so I kind of pushed everything away.
What do you mean, involved in what you were doing?
Well, I became a full-on addict and, you know, sort of like heroin stuff, so...
From 1977 to 1992, Reeves says he was a heroin addict. Yet he claims it's not clear to him whether it's the cause of his estrangement from Keanu. Yet he never saw him again. It seems the drugs became more important than your kids.
Well, no, I wouldn't say they were more important. It's just that I was doing them.
By 1992, Sam Reeves was not only using drugs, he was dealing, and he was finally busted on the island of Hawaii. Charged with possession of cocaine and heroin, he eventually pled no contest and was sentenced to 10 years here at Halava Correctional Facility. Though he only served 2 years on his sentence, it was 2 years spent thinking of Keanu and watching his films Point Break and Speed behind bars. At this point, do you think about Keanu often?
Well, I see him all over the place. You know, it's a trip.
What goes through your mind when you see him? He's a big star.
Good for him, you know. He did it.
Do you feel guilty?
Give me some reasons why I should feel guilty.
Because you haven't seen your son for 19 years.
On that fact, maybe, okay.
Sam claims he is ready and wanting to see his son now. He claims he recently sent a number of letters to Keanu asking for a reconciliation. The letters were returned unopened. Why do you want to see him now?
So I'm going to die one of these years, right? But I want to see him before I croak, you know?
Do you love him?
Yeah, I reckon, yeah. I've always felt strong about him. Both of them.
Through his publicist, Keanu had no comment about whether he wants to see his father. But reportedly, Keanu has told other family members he hates him. Do you blame him for not wanting to have anything to do with you?
No. If what you're saying is true and that kind of hate stuff, that's, you know, that'd be weird. That would flip me over a little bit, you know, but...
Why do you think Keanu will have nothing to do with you?
I don't know. I've had nothing to do with him.
After losing his good friend River Phoenix on an L.A. street to a drug overdose and losing a relationship with his own father, it's not surprising Keanu has learned some hard lessons. Then again, so has Sam Reeves.
I never look at myself as a failure, but I just never committed myself to anything except what I did.
Do you have regrets about that?
I regret the fact that I lost my wife and my children.
Sam Reeves keeps up with his children through other relatives in Hawaii. Neither Keanu nor his sister would make any comment about him when we asked about her story.
Coming up on Inside Edition. Victoria's Secret, watch out. There are some very sexy ladies trying to muscle in on your territory.
Production assistance for Inside Edition is provided by Ocuhis Eye Allergy Relief, the anti-itching, anti-redness, antihistamine eye drop from Visine.
It's a gun with a deadly past. Hard copy traces how a killer weapon found its way into the wrong hands and tragically took 2 lives. Get the unbelievable story behind a gun's trail of terror. Plus, Hercules may be the hottest hunk in the universe, but before he was a Greek god, he was a high school geek. And only we can show you how Kevin Sorbo went from scrawny to brawny. It's Hercules' humble start on Hard Copy.
Tonight at 7:30 on KYW3.
Ross has so much more.
It's Kids Week at Ross.
More than you bargained for. Do you love it? I love it. I got it at Ross.
Come to Kids Week at Ross. You'll find a huge selection of brand name kids clothing at savings of up to 65%.
Do you love it? I love it. I got it at Ross.
Kids Week at Ross. Don't you just love it?
These red letters stand for sporty style and performance. These red letters stand for exceptional value. Choose 2.9% APR GMAC financing or $12.50 cash back on the GMC Sonoma. Sonoma gives you style, performance, utility, and fun. Plus a great deal on a fantastic selection during the 97 model year-end sales event. Now's the time to make these red letters yours. See your Tri-State GMC dealer today.
Look at this. Male bonding. Can we all say midlife crisis?
We're celebrating our maleness and answering that little voice inside.
That's your stomach growling. Get in the car.
What?
Denny's has new manly-sized meals. Starting at just $3.99. Like the patty melt and this big Texas barbecue burger. Over a third pound of beef, sharp cheddar, grilled onions, barbecue sauce, and fries.
Can we unbond now, please?
You're just... Something made him want to trust her.
There's a lot of conspiracies going on.
Something made her want to believe him.
There's something about Jerry.
Now, the secret that brought them together.
Can you prove any of this?
Absolutely not. Maybe the last thing they live to share.
If you hurt Alice, I'll kill you.
Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts, a Richard Donner film. Jerry! Conspiracy Theory.
Kiss me for luck.
Rated R. Starts Friday, August 8th at a theater near you.
This is cute, isn't it? Wouldn't this drive your pets crazy?
Yeah, the pets would love
your
it.
Your cat or your dog?
He has an MBA from Harvard. He's making millions, lots more than his friends on Wall Street. But this fellow says he should be doing something more serious with his life. Joel Loy introduces us to the man who was simply known as Dr. Fad.
Don't be frightened. These squiggly little octopi are known as wacky wall walkers. They were all the rage a few years back. The man behind the fad is Washington, D.C.'s Ken Hakuda, and he's smiling because the wall walkers made him a millionaire. Ken also calls himself Dr. Fad, and folks from all over send him stuff, hoping the doctor will market their products into their own $1 million gimmick.
It's got to have bam, it's got to have wham, it's got to have color, it's got to have bounce. You know, you want to hit the trends, but you can't be too trendy.
Okay, so here's a look at what's hot. And what's not.
This automatic fly swatter, you go like that, and then you go like...
Amazing.
Like this would sell, right?
Well, for very slow flies, perhaps. Well, if that one doesn't have a prayer, how about this one?
We all know about the Hail Mary pass. We've seen Doug Flutie do it. But we really, nobody's made a statue of the Hail Mary pass, and here it is.
Let's move on to something for the kids.
This looks like a regular teddy bear, but don't be deceived by it. This bear is not a normal bear. It can go like this, and then you can turn your regular brown teddy bear into a polar bear.
Or how about the dismem bear?
If you've had a really bad day at the office, I can say, well, my boss gave me a really hard time, like that.
Now, that toy may seem a little extreme to some, so we checked with a teddy bear expert to see if it was okay.
Does that hurt the bear, Teresa? No?
How about the ever-popular massager?
It's a cool item. This one is cool. It's the old paddle ball or yo-yo ball.
In fact, Ken thinks this toy could have a mass-market breakthrough. Its creator is Mark Maniso.
It's probably the only toy in history ever inspired by basketball, soccer balls, and hanging cheese in an Italian cheese shop, if you remember that.
Dr. Fad showed us dozens of other gadgets and gizmos, some that really go out on a limb.
What's this leg?
The leg. Joel, you see, in the fad business, you know, you can't ask deep questions like, what is it? What is it for?
It's a leg.
It's a leg.
And with that, it was time to say adios to Dr. Fad and thank you for helping us to get a leg up on some different and fun ideas.
Ken's former classmates at Harvard speak fondly of their friend Dr. Fad, but they admit they are a little bit jealous that their school friend has made so much money and had such a good time doing it. We'll be back right after this.
This is my favorite wall.
This is my favorite chair.
These are our favorite kids.
This is my favorite place to work.
What's my favorite store? Pier 1. Pier 1.
Pier 1.
We all have our favorites. Find yours today at Pier 1 Imports.
Lever 2000 Pure Rain Deodorant Soap. A new invigorating scent plus moisturizer. The refreshing clean for all your 2000 parts.
The Quilted Northern Quilters.
First day? Yes, I'm really nervous.
Don't worry, doll. Just keep quilting.
Because that's what makes Quilted Northern so absorbent. Absorbent? I thought it was quilted to be pretty. It's quilted to create thousands of quilted places for moisture to go.
Not like those flat as a pancake sheets made down the street. All that absorbency leaves you feeling clean.
Nice job, dear. Thanks.
Quilted Northern. Quilted to absorb.
Hair this touchable? It has to be new Formula Finesse with hydrating silk proteins. Smooths every strand. For hair so soft and silky, it has to be touched. New Silk Protein Finesse. Witchcraft. Get the look that gets the touch.
I'm Professor Pork Chop, and I'm here to talk about pork chops, starting with shake and bake. The crispies and crunchies hold the juice in.
Shake and Bake, Mom's other little helper.
I can just eat a whole pig.
My Price Plus card entitles me to additional discounts on items that would normally be at a discounted price, but then this might give me an additional 20% off.
At the low price leader, ShopRite. ShopRite apple juice is 89 cents with your Price Plus Club card. And 100 Lipton tea bags are $1.99 with your Price Plus Club card.
Genuine jockey.
Jockey for her.
Nothing else comes close. For comfort and fit, get Jockey and Jockey for her.
Genuine jockey.
Hurry into Strawbridge's for big savings on our entire stock of Jockey underwear. Save 25% on Jockey and Jockey for her underwear. Now at Strawbridge's.
Time now to take a look at our next Inside Edition.
When you go to your doctor for a checkup, you should get the tests and advice that could save your life. But our undercover investigation shows that often doesn't happen.
The basic minimum preventive exam was not done.
Doctor after doctor failed to recommend critical tests, like screening for cancer. Before you go for a checkup, see our report. Your life could depend on it. Plus, it's dangerous, but some people still continue to worship the sun. Could they be tanning themselves to death?
That and lots more when you join us tomorrow. And finally today, they are attractive women and athletes in every sense of the word. But when these bodybuilders decided to show off their more feminine side, the results were, well, you decide. Cindy Hom reports.
Face your body towards me a little more. That's it. Good. And 3.
This may look like a photo shoot for Victoria's Secret, but it's not.
You're going to see a little bit more flesh in the lingerie.
Yeah, a little bit more flesh and a lot more muscle. Fitness magazine Flex is out to prove that bigger is better.
So it's a lot like swimsuits, although there's just a whole different feel about it.
Our photo shoot today represents a distinct difference from the way people and models are presented in fashion magazines.
That's it right there, yeah.
It's safe to say that these aren't your average waif models. All of these women are professional athletes who aren't afraid to flex a little muscle. According to Flex Magazine's editor-in-chief, Jerry Candela, a body like this is healthier than a body like this.
The waif look sends a bad message to the public. It creates eating disorders in some people, and I think this, showing some muscle, muscularity, and the potential for looking healthy, fit, and sexy exists.
We're still really feminine. We just have a little more curves and special places.
Flex and the Flex girls plan to give Victoria's Secret a little friendly competition.
And that's Inside Edition for today. Unfortunately, because of our coverage of the tragedy in Guam, we have to apologize that we couldn't get on that story about the Navy SEAL who lost everything when he exposed corruption in the military. But we will get that story on soon. Thank you so much for watching Inside Edition. I'm Deborah Norville. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Coming up on News 3 at 6, a desperate 911 call. Then a woman is shot to death. We'll take you live to Atlantic City, where it happened. And the historic Wanamaker building shines again. We'll take you there as Lord & Taylor moves in on News 3 at 6.
The right preschool for your child could be the most important decision you make. Choose the preschool that guarantees quality, the Goddard School. If you don't agree with us, we'll refund your first week's tuition. Enroll now for the fall at the Goddard School. Call 1-800-GODDARD.
Oscar Huber Furniture's name brand clearance sale is offering savings up to 50% on everything, including top name brands like Lazy Boy, Pennsylvania House, Sealy, and Simmons. And take advantage of no payments, no interest, and no deposit, excluding tax, until February 1998. Oscar Huber's name brand clearance sale. You've known us for our quality, now get to know our savings. Oscar Huber. Showrooms in Southampton, Northeast Philadelphia, and Long Beach Island. Hurry, sail in soon.
My wife thinks I'm perfect because I make sure all the bills are paid on time. But last month I fell behind, even missed a few payments. My bank wouldn't help me out. So I called Personal Mortgage for a home equity loan. They showed me how to put cash back in my pocket every month by turning my bills into one lower monthly payment.
Even if your credit rating isn't perfect, call Personal Mortgage now. 1-800-CASH-123.
Hey, nobody's perfect. But don't tell my wife that. Here we go.
Free Willy 3, The Rescue.
Willie, stop!
Whales don't feel. They're just fish.
You're wrong, Dad.
An all-new and spectacular story. Free Willy 3, The Rescue. Rated PG. Starts Friday, August 8th.
Home movies of the stars on summer vacation on Entertainment Tonight.